Baroness Scotland, and the Nigerian oil minister. There's a real issue here, and there's a real question about whether or not the former Nigerian oil minister, Ms. Maduk, actually had deposited money or has assets in Dominica, because that money was all stolen from the people of Nigeria, and it needs to be returned to them. So these are all a lot of issues which a fact-finding body in Dominica should be taken care of. There should be a committee of inquiry, and I am not qualified to answer those questions. My job, sir, is only to ask the difficult ones.
Thank you very much. And of course, asking more questions, we'll continue to ask the hard questions on behalf of the people of Dominica. Whether you get vexed or not, we'll keep asking the questions. Now an update. Mr. Leta, the General Secretary of the DPSU, is on the line. We heard that, all his tires of his vehicle were slashed last evening. Mr. Leta.
Hi, Mark. Good morning to you. How are you, man?
All right. Well, we're a little worried about you this morning. And the people are asking what really happened. Can you tell us, Mr. Leta? Well, I know you were here late last night. From all reports, you were firing on all cylinders.
Well, first of all, since I got into the office a short while ago, a number of people have been calling me to find out whether I'm okay, whether I'm safe. Public officers, and I'm really appreciative of that. I really appreciate their concern. But I'm okay. Nothing is wrong with me. And Matt, I remember some years ago when public officers' salaries were cut by 5%, and I was called to the post office by the postmaster general, and she told me that she had a number of letters which were addressed to me, but there was no stamp on the letter. What the person did was to drop those letters in the box, and therefore, since there was not sufficient stamps, they have a right, I think, to open the letters and to try to identify who sent the letters and so on and whatever. So I went there, and she showed me about 3 or 4 letters, and my life was threatened. People promised to kill me. They promised to burn my house and so on. I went to the commissioner of police with the letter. It was Mr. Lestrade at the time, and Mr. Lestrade cautioned me. He told me what I should do. And one of the things that really touched me, and that was the only thing I was concerned about, was when Mr. Lestrade told me, "Thomas, do you have any small children?" I said, "Yes, I have. My last child is attending the convent prep." And Lestrade told me at the time, "You have to be careful. And you have to advise that little girl of yours not to take anything, no recess, nothing from anybody." And Matt, I almost cried, because I said, "Boy, what is that for my little child, for my child? Why would my child be in this thing?" And a few weeks after that, somebody from Granby, a young lady, walked into my office, and she told me, "Thomas, I have to tell it to you. I cannot keep it from you." And she made mention of a certain person who said, "Look, my house is close to the road, and it doesn't take a second to burn my house." Yeah, and she told me so, and she told me exactly who the person was and so on. The person denied he ever said it, but she told me, "Yes, this person said your house is very close to the road, and it doesn't take a second to set the house on fire." So when I got up this morning, I went, and my vehicle was parked right in my yard, not even on the road, All 4 tires were punctured, all 4 of them. And I just laughed, because, Matt, this is not going to deter me. I am not surprised, because I expect that. After people have been attacking you verbally. Because yesterday, somebody of mine, a good friend of mine, called me and really got me frightened. Because I must admit, when it comes to those things, I get frightened very easily. "Thomas, did somebody call you?" "Nobody has been calling you." I say, "No." "Thomas, you mean nobody has been calling you? Nobody has called you and tell you anything?" I say, "Oh my God, what happened?" He said, "Man, if you see my telephone, the amount of WhatsApp messages I have on this phone and whatever." I said, so what happened? Tell me, because I just thought, boy, maybe somebody died or something has happened. He said, "A number of people have been WhatsApping me and telling me, how could you have an activity tomorrow, and Linton is going to be giving the feature address. You announced that Linton." I said, "I announced Linton." I said, "But I never mentioned that. We have been seeing over and over that our feature address is going to be given by John Alexis, our former president." So I said, "My friend, but why are you all doing those things? You're not just spreading that rumor to try to discourage people from coming to the thing." So I know, Matt, there is a move to discourage, and they have decided to get to me personally. That is not going to deter me. I am more than ever willing to stand up. If it means, and I'm saying it loud to the general public, if it means that my life has to be sacrificed, working to better the lives of public officers and other working people, poor people in this country, I am prepared to lose it. I have absolutely no regret.
That's a very deep statement, Mr. Leiter.
Yes, Matt, I am prepared. People can do whatever they want. This is not going to deter me. I believe by standing for public officers, by standing for the working people of this country, I am standing for my children. I am standing for my children. I am standing for generation to come. There were those before us who sacrificed so much so that today we can benefit. And if it means that I have to sacrifice anything. So I want to say to those cowards, I am not afraid. And they are not going to deter me in any way. My conscience is clear. I was elected as the General Secretary of the Dominican Public Service Union. It means that I am the spokesman for public officers. I am the spokesman for everybody where we represent people. And I am not afraid. Nothing. And I'm saying nothing is going to deter me. At this point in my life, I look to nobody for any favor. I look to nobody for any material thing. Nobody, no politician, nobody can see that I have come to them and asked them for favor. My last child, who is 24 with a master's degree up in the States, I help all my children, and all of them have university education. They are all graduates of university. My last child, I was able to use all my salary, and I mean all my salaries, all my savings to make sure that she reached at the level of having a master's degree. And throughout her entire program, she always got A. If that child did not get an A+, I had to call and caution and tell her.
So you're not moved by the intimidation?
Bro, I am not moved.
Hold on, Mr. Leiter.
Only one thing, Leonard. One thing, Matt. One thing it tells me is that whatever we are doing is effective. I listened to our former ambassador.
Let me allow you. I know where you're going with this one. Let me play that for you. Let's go.
Now, when we negotiate with the union, we have to start somewhere. They will start high, but you will start low because you know what you have and you know what you don't have. So we negotiate. That is what the negotiation is all about. It is not fighting. It is not sitting down and discussing. You come, you make a proposal, they make a proposal, they go and they talk, you come and you talk as well, you get back together. So these things take a long time. And don't let people fool you. Negotiations take a long time. They always took a long time. What I'm saying as well is that there are a lot of people who have no interest in the public service and public officers. They will use the public service. They will use the public service, but they have no interest in the public service. So public officers, what I'm saying here is for you, public officers, be aware of what is going to happen. There are lawbreakers who will end up at the meeting. They have shown us they are lawbreakers, I'm not lying. So if you leave your common sense at your home and you follow lawbreakers, that is your business. The laws are there, and I always advise people, before they act, check the law to see what the law says. So what I'm saying is that I have negotiated with the Public Service Union, the Police Welfare Association, and the Teachers Association. And when you're negotiating with all those people, you must take time because you have to do it right.
Okay, so have you invited, that's the question I want to ask you, have you invited lawbreakers to your meeting?
First of all, before I answer this question, you should ask me, what do I consider about this statement? Very, extremely childish. This is a very childish, immature, and stupid statement. Matt?
You said stupid.
Stupid statement, and I'm surprised. He's my good friend, but I'm surprised at that statement. Very childish. Matt, in December 2014, I, in my capacity as General Secretary, have been very concerned about the lack of togetherness among public officers and the lack of solidarity. And I felt, and that was in December last year, I felt we needed to have a rally. We need to have a solidarity rally, something called a solidarity rally, where we can bring employees, we can bring our members together to try to let them understand that there is a need for solidarity and for unity. I made that proposal at an executive meeting. It went down very, very well. On the 14th of December, we are not even commenced negotiating. On the 14th of December, we prepared a concept document on that. Everything was approved by the executive. That had absolutely nothing to do negotiations. And from that time, Matt, the date was set that we would have this thing on the 16th of March. All right? A lot of developments have taken place since then, including meeting with the government and having 2 negotiation sessions. Naturally, my friend, if you're going to have a meeting of that nature with your members, the status of salary negotiations will be on the agenda. And really and truly, we'll talk about salary negotiation. But the point I'm trying to make is that this rally was not organized just to discuss salary negotiation or because of salary negotiation. So for Mr. Gregoire to be out there saying this is definitely misleading the people. Your question now. Matt, we have not invited personally anybody in a personal capacity or individually to come, or as an organization to come to a rally. What we have done is that we have extended an invitation to the general public. So we are saying, look, if you're our friends, if you're supportive of the union, if you're family members who are public officers, who are working at DASPA, who are working at DOWASCO, all the different areas where we represent people, public works, come and lend your support to us. That is all we have done. We have not written to people and tell them to come and to do this or to that, or invite anybody to come and speak. Naturally, if people come and they feel they want to say something, we will sort of control what they say. And if they speak for about 2 minutes, just to lend their solidarity, we will go that way. But we have not invited any lawbreakers. We have not invited anybody from any political party, but they are free to come, because we have extended an invitation to the general.
And you're talking from all sides?
Yes. So anybody who comes to that rally, whether you're from Freedom, whether you know you're a Freedom supporter, whether you know you're a Labour right, whether you know you're a UWP person or a Papiite, whatever it is, we are not going to tell you that you should go out. Once you come, you will be welcome. But we have not invited anybody. So they move ahead. They realize right now this union is determined to bring public officers and our other members together. So there is a propaganda campaign going on. The first propaganda is to go out there and to tell people that Lennox Linton is going to be delivering our feature address, which is not true. Our feature address is going to be delivered by John Alexis, our former president of the Dominican Public Service Union, a gentleman from Portsmouth, and a retired primary school principal. He is the one going to be doing our feature address. So, seeing that is not enough, they have used Mr. Gregoire at the town hall meeting in Point Michel to come and create fear in public officers and to tell them and to try to discourage them. But I want to tell them that people will turn up this afternoon, and we are only going to build on what we will achieve this afternoon.
So 4:30?
4:30.
All right, thank you very much. And Mr. Letta, just before you go, what did they use to puncture your tire last night?
It seemed like it was something like a ice prick or something very sharp and pointed thing, you know. And but as I said, all 4 tires were punctured.
Wow.
But I'm at work. I'm okay.
Okay. Well, we're happy that you are A-OK. 8:57 is the morning time. Dominica will continue to get reactions from that statement from Mr. Felix Gregoire. It appears that there's some propaganda going out there. 8:57. I wonder who orchestrated this one. We're taking a break. We're coming back.
The National Cooperative Credit Union Limited is offering cash secured loans at a very special 5.99% interest rate. Members can use savings and deposits to quickly obtain loans for any purpose. Just walk into any of NCCU's 6 branches today and apply. Set your own repayment terms and get your same day loan. Promotion ends May 31, 2017. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, when we negotiate with the union, We have to start somewhere. They will start high, but you will start low because you know what you have and you know what you don't have. So we negotiate. That is what the negotiation is all about. It is not fighting. It is not sitting down and discussing. You come, you make a proposal, they make a proposal, they go and they talk, you come and you talk as well, you get back together. So these things take a long time. And don't let people fool you. Negotiations take a long time. They always took a long time. What I'm saying as well is that there are a lot of people who have no interest in the public service and public officers. They will use the public service. They will use the public service, but they have no interest in the public service. So public officers, what I'm saying here is for you, public officers, be aware of what is going to happen. There are lawbreakers who will end up at the meeting.
We'll talk about that sometime after the 9:30 hour there. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll be talking to Fine Foods. Thank you very much. This is the big station.
If you want to support and learning, it is how cafe Episa and not well my last 2 weeks. Episa. Harry upon yes is true. Pisa money on Portland. Don't get him up to make the urine and see him 3 times a day. Madam Lily, do urine Harry, mew, no medicine boost, yep, are you? And where's the prescription? It is me a posh mommy. What is the sense of buying that? Lemoka PC good time. No, you see the importance of going to your pharmacist, listening to your pharmacist, and having confidence in your pharmacist. FFPS.plus will place a higher premium on patient-pharmacist relationship than Quick Care Pharmacy Kote Halsbro just before the National Bank. Kote Quick Care is not just a quick fix. It's not just about tablets and spoonfuls. They brought back the care into medicine. Whether it's a prescription or over-the-counter medication, the priority is your health. To take the right medication, the right amount for the right reason. Madam Harry, I see right in your medical book, next of King, Henrietta, Harry, movie farmer. By the way, it's next of King, King, the Harry Ukakemo movie. All I want for you is good care. That is why I always recommend Quick Care Pharmacy. We go to Halsbro.
Your style, your taste, your look. As individual as you are. Find the furniture piece that's right for you. Only at Quartz. Choose from our wide selection of fresh new designs, luxurious comfort, and contemporary elegance. Best of all, it's more affordable than you think. So create the room that's all about you. Come into Quartz today, where furniture is fashionable. Quartz, bringing value home.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances. You've got the edge, help is coming your way. You've got big edge for those days when you're running low. Big edge is the place to go. Big edge, the cash can be in your hand. Big edge, with the easiest payment plan. Big edge, cash in a flash. $10 fill up, I know you were free. KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Get your $10 fill up at KFC. Choose from any 2 of our $10 fill up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you were free. KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC. $10 fill up. I know you were free. KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Get your $10 fill up at KFC. Choose from any 2 of our $10 fill up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you were free. KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC.
Today, More KFC lovers will make the easy choice by ordering your delicious favorite KFC pieces at the drive-thru. Here are a few simple guidelines for a faster KFC drive-thru experience. First, decide what you want before arriving at the order point. Are you feeling for the original flavor or crispy chicken, a juicy chicken sandwich, some hot or barbecue?
I know you order free. KFC is the place to be.
Get your $10 fill-up at KFC. Choose from any two of our $10 fill-up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you order free. KFC is the place to be.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC.
All right, let's say good morning to Lennon and company this morning. Lennon, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Matt. Good morning to our many listeners. So you had a lot of point last night, man.
Yeah, I didn't know you check soccer, man. You're a soccer guy?
I'm a football fan, man.
Fan. I'm happy you said fan and not footballer. Okay, all right.
Man, I have no nickname like ball tricks or anything. I
guess you may be good at other things.
I still play off and on, man. I still play.
Where?
Up in Lodi, any game that's on I play, you know.
I know you're very young, but you play on in the over 50 league or what?
The veterans,
not I qualified by statement. I know that you're very young, but
yeah man. It's okay, man.
It's all okay.
All good. Right.
You enjoyed the game last night?
Good game last night, 6-1. Good game last night. Some good goals. Yeah, I think the Castlebrook team played well. I think the score.
I think you know.
I think the scoreline did not reflect the performance of the Castlebrook
and the ability of the Castlebrook team.
But
I have to congratulate them. The level of football.
Yeah, and I compliment them for the way they play from the back as well. They don't just kick out the ball like we normally say. You know, they build from the back, which is good.
Yeah,
I think there's a good game.
With some good guidance, I think there's a future there.
Yeah.
Football in Castlebrook.
Oh yeah. The name is I think it's East Central. East Central, that's the name of that
all right.
Football team.
So I want to encourage the PAL rep, Mr. John Hope, to invest a little this. For Castlebrook?
It's John Hope now?
I'm trying to remember the name. Drago, sorry.
Johnson Drago.
Yeah, I'm thinking John Hope because of Good Hope.
Good Hope, yeah.
That's where it comes from. Mr. Drago, yeah, you should invest a lot more.
In that team.
Yes,
good team, solid. Yeah. But Matt, we're here today and we started the program last week in your absence, of course.
Yes. I heard. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to schedule to travel, did not make it, and I was here. I was like, who's this young lady sounding so professional on the radio talking quality?
Well, she's back today.
Yes. I remember a specific conversation that I spoke to you about, yes, that a lot of people seem interested in.
Which one? Oh, yes. I remember.
She's wondering what we're talking about.
Yes. Matt called me off air and we spoke about some of the discussions that we had on the radio. Yeah.
You can remember any specific that's sort of raised some eyebrows last week?
I know we had a lovely contribution from a gentleman who wanted to give us extra time off.
I like the way you call it that one. Yes. You don't need that time off, right?
We need that time off. We're fine. We're good.
All right. So good morning again, and of course, let me allow you to introduce yourself.
Okay, so I want to say good morning to the listeners of QFM. We know you have a strong listenership inside and out of Dominica, so obviously good morning to those people. And I have to say good morning to all of my Fine Foods team. KFC, busy preparing, opening soon. Lots of stuff going on there. Good morning to you guys. And must say good morning to all of my section, Fine Foods GMIT, head office. So good morning to everybody. I am the quality officer. Responsible for food safety and quality management system within the Fine Food group of companies.
All right, so that's of course allows you to do what? Check the food on a daily basis, make sure that we have quality.
Exactly.
All the time, every time?
All the time, every time. You can't do it one time and stop. So in order to do that, you need to have a system. So we have a quality management system and a food safety management system. So I'm responsible for ensuring that we consistently are following the standards.
All right. Let's take a break and we'll come right back, huh? I've forgotten you, Leonard?
No.
Okay. I just thought you felt a little left out there.
No.
908. All right, we're going back.
I know you were a free. KFC is the place to be. $10 fill up.
Get your $10 fill up at KFC. Choose from any two of our $10 fill up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you were a free. KFC is the place to be. $10 fill up.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC.
Welcome to KFC's drive-thru. I'm Sheba. May I take your
All through today, thousands of KFC lovers will be making the easy breezy journey at the KFC drive-thru to order your favorite finger-licking meals to go. For a speedier drive-thru service, remember these simple guidelines. Number 1, discuss and decide your collective delicious orders before you order. Lower your mobile phones or your car stereo sets. Do not scream and speak clearly, as extreme noise will affect your order taker from hearing your perfect order. If your vehicle is a left-hand drive, allow the person on the passenger side to place your delicious orders.
Take your order, please.
Yes, 5-piece with spicy wings. Finally, for your speedier drive-thru experience, you can pay by check or cash or credit card. No matter what form of payment, only one payment is allowed for any amount of orders placed at the window. Our aim is to please you. Drive in, drive through, drive out.
Thank you for choosing KFC's drive-thru.
KFC. It's finger-licking good.
9:09 is the morning time. I'm interested, Lennon, this morning in, taking it step by step. I'm always, any customer, enjoys the KFC chicken. But where does it start? Where does the process start?
Well, that's a very, very good question, Matt. And I think Miguel is the best person to answer that one. And she's the expert in that field.
All right.
All right. So we started last week doing just that, because I like to go step by step. So in order, way before that, you come into a drive-through or you walk into the restaurant and you purchase your meal and you enjoy your meal, the food safety starts way before that. It's not just at the restaurant. And in introducing myself, I said part of the Fine Food group of companies, because KFC comes under Fine Foods, and we have support structures that support the restaurant KFC in order to be able to deliver on certain standards and to deliver the customers what they expect from KFC. So we have, in a food safety system, it starts from suppliers. We touched on that last week, how this supplier is important, as the beginning source of food being introduced into your supply chain, your food chain. So we discuss how we check on suppliers, how we decide on customers, and the checks that are done for those locally, and those for the imports. These are handled by the KFC owners, the company Yum, who ensures that the suppliers internationally who are serving markets like Dominica also follow standards, and they're responsible for the audits and checking of those suppliers and their systems. So right now we've ordered the food, container come, what happens? The beautiful thing about KFC and Fine Foods, we own our distribution center. So the department that deals with that would be our warehouse and distribution center at GMIT. Because you have to follow the cold chain. The flow of food is very important in maintaining safety, so people do not get sick in your system. So once your food has already become contaminated through any source, whether food suppliers, whether it was sitting in distribution, there is no fixing it by the time it comes to the restaurant.
I'm going to ask you a question here. It's a very important question because of the talk, I won't say rumors, talk around, that Dominica, the Eastern Caribbean, we usually get the last grades of chicken. Do you understand where I'm coming from? In other words, if the market provides grade A chicken, grade B chicken, grade C chicken, we get the worst end of that. in terms of the chicken that we import. Do you know anything about that at this point in time?
Well, I cannot support that statement, especially not through Fine Foods or any of our businesses, and particularly not through KFC. Because as I just mentioned, KFC is part of an international franchise.
All
So the
right.
standards that apply for KFC in
America.
in the US, applies to KFC restaurants in Dominica, in the Caribbean. So if it's not allowed on the market in a KFC restaurant in New York, in Chicago, it's not going to pass the supplier audits to verify them into the system and for it to make it into another market.
I'm very happy that you answering me that question there. Just wanted to clarify. But let's move back to distribution. I wanted to take it internationally and bring it down. That's why I say step by step. But let's continue. So it gets to distribution.
Yes, it gets to a distribution center, and you imagine that there are different groups of food categories that we bring in. So there is stuff that is required refrigerated, chilled. There's stuff that comes in frozen. There's stuff that comes in dry. Now, as part of a food safety system at distribution center, we also follow the standards for a proper distribution center under a quality management system and a food safety system. So there are certain things that have to be in place in order that our distribution center could even pass the grade to be able to support the restaurant. Because although Fine Foods holds all the business surrounded KFC, the restaurant, the distribution center, and the production center, which I'll talk about later, each of these are audited by a third party, international outside of Dominica, appointed by they show up on us anytime, audit us.
So they can just show up?
Yeah, they spot check. They just show up. No warning whatsoever.
Yes.
They come anytime?
Anytime.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll come back. Very interesting discussion. I'm happy the young lady there, could have cleared the air for us almost right away. We're coming back after this.
I know you were a free. KFC's the place to be.
Get your $10 fill-up at KFC. Choose from any two of our $10 fill-up deal. One piece chicken, one fries, one biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. One biscuit, one fry, and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you were a free. KFC's the place to be.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC. Welcome to KFC's drive-thru. I'm Sheba. May I take your
All through today, thousands of KFC lovers will be making the easy breezy journey at the KFC drive-thru to order your favorite finger-licking meals to go. For a speedier drive-thru service, remember these simple guidelines. Number 1, discuss and decide your collective delicious orders before you order. Lower your mobile phones or your car stereo sets. Do not scream and speak clearly, as extreme noise will affect your order taker from hearing your perfect order. If your vehicle is a left-hand drive, allow the person on the passenger side to place your delicious orders.
Take your order, please.
Yes, 5 piece with spicy wings. Finally, for your speedier drive-thru experience, you can pay by check or cash or credit card. No matter what form of payment, only one payment is allowed for any amount of orders placed at the window. Our aim is to please you. Drive in, drive through, drive out.
Thank you for choosing KFC's drive-thru.
KFC. It's finger licking good.
I know you were a free. KFC's the place to be.
Get your $10 fill-up at KFC. Choose from any two of our $10 fill-up deal. One piece chicken, one fries, one biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. One biscuit, one fry, and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
It's 9:16. Here's another concern, and I just want to go back, reverse the tape there a little bit. When the chicken comes in, you have to transport that. Because I know some people break the rules. I'm not going to stay here and I'm complain or talk about that. For now, it will come. But some people break the rules. And in terms of shipping that chicken to the place that it has to be stored, what happens from the port?
Okay, well, for KFC, Fine Foods, because Fine Foods also includes Save a Lot, so the same standards that we have implemented as a result of having this franchise, it's helped us a lot through the entire business. So we have now learned food safety management and quality management system and how to implement that throughout the entire group of companies. So it's about cold chain. You're talking about chicken. Chicken comes frozen. It has to remain frozen because we understand that chicken, poultry, live come from a live animal, and by nature of living things, we have bacteria. So it's already going to come with a set level of bacteria. What happens when the chicken is frozen is that bacteria is not able to multiply. So that's why in food safety, talk about maintaining the cold chain. What has to be kept frozen needs to be kept frozen.
All the
time. So when we receive a container, we receive a frozen container. The facility is there on the port to make sure that container stays at the right temperature, and then it's your responsibility as Fine Foods to truck it to your location. When it gets to your location, if you're not able to put it into your refrigerator, your freezer, you need to be able to maintain that temperature in that container until you're ready to offload. Now, our process at KFC with Fine Foods is the investment in our trucks. So we have our freezer trucks, our chiller trucks, to ensure that from the time we offload that container, if it's a break bulk or we are transporting the entire container to a distribution center where it is stored, we maintain the cold chain. And at the time that we're moving chicken from the container to, if it's down to KFC, to is down to Sal, it has to be done in a freezer truck. Before you kind of move that product, there's a process. You need to ensure that the truck is pre-cooled. It needs to get to a temperature where it's going to maintain the safety of that product, maintain the chicken frozen. So you can't transport frozen item on a truck that has no refrigeration or a truck that is not at the right temperature. So we start that, and then I can tell you how we start to ensure before we go on a delivery, if it's frozen, if it's chilled, that truck is already put to pre-cool.
Matt, I know certain instances where we would require distribution in the morning very early, and a guy would come in at 6 in the morning just to plug the trucks in so they can get to temperature by the time we're ready to load it on. And this entire process is recorded, and that's why our record keeping is very important. Everything is recorded. The temperature it was, the time when the truck was plugged in, what temperature it was when you loaded the chicken on, and when it gets to its destination. Receiving as well, documentation, but very, very important. I mean, I know that some people might think it's a lot of work, but Matt, we have to ensure that every single thing that we do, that quality.
Because one mistake can be detrimental.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And it's taken us some time, but we have implemented all the standards. And man, we're proud to come to speak about it to the public.
So all the workers are aware.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And have to keep those standards.
Because it's one thing to say that you have the standards and you're doing things, and it's one thing to be able to back it up with facts. Now, in order to have a quality management system as far as ISO, because we're looking at ISO standard, who is the regulatory body internationally, who sets standards for food safety. You need to have an implemented program. It needs to be documented. You need to have internal audits. Yourself need to check on your system, and you also need to have third-party audits. So somebody not associated with your business has to be able to come in and verify what you're doing. So documentation is critical, because that is going to prove or disprove whether or not you're following the standards and you're doing all that is necessary to maintain food safety.
All right, we're taking a break and we're coming right back.
Welcome to KFC's Drive-Thru. I'm Sheba. May I take
All throughout today, thousands of KFC lovers will be making the easy breezy journey at the KFC drive-thru to order your favorite finger-licking meals to go. For a speedier drive-thru service, remember these simple guidelines. Number 1, discuss and decide your collective delicious orders before you order. Lower your mobile phones or your car stereo sets. Do not scream and speak clearly, as extreme noise will affect your order taker from hearing your perfect order. If your vehicle is a left-hand drive, allow the person on the passenger side to place your delicious orders.
Take your order, please.
Yes, 5-piece with spicy wings. Finally, for your speedier drive-thru experience, you can pay by check or cash or credit card. No matter what form of payment, only one payment is allowed for any amount of orders placed at the window. Our aim is to please you. Drive in, drive through, drive out.
Thank you for choosing KFC's Drive-Thru.
KFC. It's finger licking good.
I know you were a free KFC's
Get your $10 fill-up at KFC. Choose from any two of our $10 fill-up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry, and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you order free. KFC is the place to be.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC.
All right, let's leave distribution for a moment and travel down to the store itself. What happens when you get there?
Okay, so as we say, we maintain the cold chain. So we have a delivery, whether if it's a frozen delivery, a chill delivery, or dry delivery. There are standards that have to be maintained. So we talked about maintaining the cold chain. If something is frozen, it comes in a frozen truck. How we pre-cool the trucks to ensure that the truck is at the right temperature. This is recorded from the beginning to the end of the process. When deliveries are received at KFC, the receiver, the manager on duty, whoever is responsible for receiving the product, also verifies that the truck came pre-cooled, the items are at the right temperature if it's frozen or chill, and you do sampling of the actual temperature of the product in there.
Matt, this was very true. Yesterday, I was at KFC. Yesterday about 4 o'clock, and the supervisor is coming out with a thermometer in her hand. I mean, I'm sure the public see it all the time. They might not be aware of what's going on. But when that truck pulls up to KFC, the supervisor would always come with the thermometer just to ensure the temperature is perfect in order to handle that food.
She must.
Yes, it has to be documented.
It has to be done.
Wow.
It has to.
That's a lot of standards.
Lots of standards, man. Lots of standards. And Miguel continued. We'll talk about. Listen, man. I know we're quickly running out of time. And in half an hour is nothing to talk about quality. But we're stretching out over the next 3 weeks to ensure that the public knows it. But I want to talk about employee, because the employee handling that chicken, that food, has to maintain standards as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, the employee, the food handler, is one of the persons or in the food service, in the product line, that has a major impact on the ultimate safety of a product that you're going to feed somebody, a customer, at the end of the day. So in the restaurants, so we talk about distribution, so there are distribution standards, and at the restaurant we have our restaurant food safety standards. Now, one of the areas for restaurant food safety standard is employee health and hygiene, and one of the main things, something that is so important and yet so easy, is the standards on hand washing, because food handlers or persons just washing your hands can reduce or prevent the cross contact, and which ultimately end up in a person getting sick. So persons have different immune systems, and something that will make me very sick may not affect you at all, but you never know, because the customer base is very wide. We have young children all the way down to grandma and grandpa. You never know.
Somebody was asking, aside from the maintaining the coolness of the chicken, what are the other, and I suspect we'll talk about that in another program, the other safety measures that you take?
I mean, temperature is just one area, and we touch on temperatures, but there's so many other areas that we can speak about.
Somebody, I just have to, pass on the message.
Definitely.
And compliment. Somebody says they're very impressed with the young lady and the way she,
All right, thank you.
speaks about the standards.
Well,
with KFC.
when this is your passion, this is my job, or it's my passion.
You've been doing that for how long now?
I've been doing it for 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before that came from health, so it kind of as an easy fit, public health education, and then really focus into food safety.
Okay, so you just move.
Yeah.
The transition there. Yeah. Well, I think not only KFC. Not that I'm trying to promote anybody else, but we have to talk about standards.
We have to, man. We have to, and I don't think we talk about it enough.
No.
I mean,
yesterday was Customer Appreciation Day. I think it was.
Customer rights.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Consumer rights.
Consumer rights. Yes. And I think all of that comes under one umbrella. We have to protect the consumer all the time.
Yeah, we have a right to safe food. When you spend your money, you don't expect to get sick. You expect that the persons, the restaurant, whatever the business that you are patronizing is taking all the necessary measures. If it's food you're buying, that the food is safe. If it's some other consumer good you're buying, that product is safe. So just really on hand washing and why it is so important for a health standpoint and particularly for a food safety standpoint, because in the food safety management system, I tell you the employees are the greatest, have a greatest impact on the ultimate quality and safety of your food. And person say, but what about hand washing? What's the big deal? It is a big deal because you understand that bacteria they can't get into a vehicle and crank up and move. They need a vehicle in order to move from one place to another to contaminate the food. And the easiest way it happens is through contact, contact from the persons who are handling the food to the actual food item. So one thing in health especially is to wash your hands properly. Now the international standards, especially for a food safety restaurant, for a food restaurant, tells you that you need to have running water, you need to have hot water. Your water needs to reach at least a temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You're not going to directly wash your hand, but because you're going to wash your hand in warm water, so you need a hot water at your tap. You need your soap. You need
antibacterial soap, yes.
Well, right now the policy on that is kind of going back, because in order for something to be called antibacterial, it definitely has to meet certain standards and criteria. True. So you would probably notice the difference in labeling, because the stuff that you buy over the counter is not really effective as an antibacterial. So that is hot
She's
topic.
making it very important. Another hot topic there.
Yeah.
And of course, I made an announcement some years ago, I remember. And because of some information that I got from Environmental Health Department, and they told me, and they did not hesitate, they did not come out publicly, but I was fed with that information, that there were about 3 restaurants in Roseau that was safe to eat.
Wow.
I think that may have changed because of that announcement. But you can just imagine the number of phone calls that I got from restaurants asking, Matt, is that me? I said, no, I can't disclose that. But, if I find out again from the environmental health that things are not changing, I may be forced to call the names of these restaurants.
Boy, Matt.
So these things are very serious. Are we going to continue talking about it? Maybe sometime I'll invite again Environmental Health Department so they can speak about these things.
Yeah, we work hand
you can work in collaboration with them as well.
I mean, it just for the benefit of the public. I think it will be an important program.
All right.
An enlightening program.
Yeah, very enlightening program.
Let's continue to talk next week.
Yes, we'll be back on next week with another program. We're speaking about some other topics next week. We're going to concentrate on health and food safety for the next 3 shows on the Thursday morning program. So our listeners can look forward to that.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Let's do it again. We'll be talking. When we come back, what we'll be talking about, right? I told you earlier.
I know you were a free KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Get your $10 fill up at KFC. Choose from any 2 of our $10 fill up deal. 1-piece chicken, 1 fries, 1 biscuit and a drink. Or try 4 pieces of hot or barbecue wings. 1 biscuit, 1 fry and a drink for only $10. Only at KFC.
KFC. I know you were a free KFC's the place to be. $10 fill up.
Like us on Facebook. Terms and conditions apply.
KFC.
for value, that experience, so nice, so bright, so good, so good, so good, so good, so nice, so good, so good, so good, so good. KFC is so good. For moments, for sharing, for family, it's for you and me. For value, that experience, so nice, so bright, so good, so good, so good, so good, so nice, so good, so good, so good, so good. KFC is so good.
Now, when we negotiate with the union, we have to start somewhere. They will start high, but you will start low because you know what you have and you know what you don't have. So we negotiate. That is what the negotiation is all about. It is not fighting. It is not sitting down and discussing. You come, you make a proposal, they make a proposal, they go and they talk, you come and you talk as well, you get back together. So these things take a long time. And don't let people fool you. Negotiations take a long time. They always took a long time. What I'm saying as well is that there are a lot of people who have no interest in the public service and public officers. They will use the public service. They will use the public service, but they have no interest in the public service. So public officers, what I'm saying here is for you, public officers, be aware of what is going to happen. There are lawbreakers who will end up at the meeting. They have shown us they are lawbreakers, I'm not lying. So if you leave your common sense at your home and you follow lawbreakers, that is your business. The laws are there, and I always advise people, before they act, check the law to see what the law says. So what I'm saying is that I have negotiated with the Public Service Union, the Police Welfare Association, and the Teachers Association. And when you're negotiating with all those people, you must take time because you have to do it right.
All right, let's take a few phone calls. I know you can't wait to comment there. Hello, talk to me.
Hi, Matt. Good morning.
Morning.
Matt, Mr. Gregor, forget people not stupid again. In this time there, when Mr. Gregor make himself, all what he wants, he gets. Up to now, he letting those people want, I don't know, for him to reach further. He don't want a poor man to prosper in life. Mr. Gregor, I'd rather be wrong with Mr. Litter than to be right, because you're a damn opportunist. Bye-bye.
Hello. What's the language there, okay? 9:36. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning to you.
Matt, just a few questions, because, at the end of the day, while it is true that everyone has his own opinion, but people have to be truthful in what they say. Matt, wasn't Mr. Felix Gregor the accounting officer at the time when the bin bubble transaction occurred? Now, if yes, have we heard Mr. Gregor on that? Because to me, that more concerns me as a Dominican, because remember that's the government business than just what he's talking about. And number two, Matt, Mr. Felix Gregor, Matt, went into retirement, but was given an extended contract as ambassador to Caribbean, to CARICOM. Matt, have we heard anything with respect to that job and its benefit to Dominica? That to me concerns Dominicans, because at the end of the day, if you're an ambassador, you tell us what you are doing for Dominica. In fact, you can look at the farmers' fruit produce exported. Do something for us. We want to hear about that. And Matt, if Mr. Felix Gregor is claiming that, lawbreakers were invited to the meeting. Matt, a lawbreaker is someone who violates the law. Does he have any evidence? Or can he name one person, at least just one person, that he thinks was invited to that meeting of the PSU?
That's a lawbreaker.
Just ask him that question. Just one person. Togo, I don't want more than one. Just one. Because he said lawbreaker. So he has knowledge we don't have. of lawbreakers. So he should be able to name one. Thank you, Matt, for the opportunity.
Thank you. 9:37. Talk to me.
Matt,
Mhm.
good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Gregor doesn't have to say who the lawbreakers are, who the lawbreakers are, He just has to give an instance as to what law was broken. What law was broken. And if he's referring to the protest action in last month, then he has to say, and I mean, Matt, you're a journalist, right? Mr. Greg, you have the privilege of getting back to Mr. Greg when asking those questions. Mr. Lawyer, Mr. whatever it is, Greg, where you said that laws were broken. What laws were broken? And if he cannot answer, then he's lying. He's an opportunist.
All right, caller, thank you very much.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Matt.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking women, we usually see things differently. Mr. Gregor Felix, I want to call him my friend. He didn't realize what the Minister of Tourism said yesterday. People are hearing us all over the world, right? If somebody right now, even a Bajan person, they had a big march in Barbados last week. If somebody's hearing that, wow, what kind of country is Dominica? The civil servants are having an activity and they're going to be lawbreakers there. I don't want to come to that country. We must really be careful when we talk, because all those things put a damp on our country. People think we are a set of hooligans. We cannot even have a demonstration. There was a big demonstration by the opposition in Barbados last week. There were no policemen, there were no snipers. So what it is in Dominica, people wouldn't want to come to our country. Please, Felix, when you're talking, just listen to yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, too. Thank you. Let's take another phone call, 9:39. We're allowing you your phone calls at this time. Hello.
Matt, good morning. How you doing, Matt?
My brother, good morning.
Hey, Matt, I'm good, Matt. I have a day off there today, so, Matt, I'm just relaxing and listening to my beautiful country, Dominica, Matt. Matt, I'm a bit disturbed with exactly what is going on in Dominica, because, Matt, I think when we talk of academics, Matt, I think academics should be an added thing to our intelligence, Matt, and it should bring some added value to the people that is around it. The people that it should contribute to, Matt, and it hurts because, Matt, the government is associated with a number of academically bright and intelligent people. In knowledge, many of them are wealthy, but in knowledge, many of them are wealthy. In knowledge, I'm not saying financially wealthy because I'm not going there. But, Matt, what hurts is to hear people Matt, who, academically they did well. And, Matt, they're in the position that they can enlighten people. They can give people good and correct information, Matt. And, Matt, we just had the tourism minister. I read something, Matt, where he was saying about the what party is causing people not to come to Dominica. But you have somebody who resides within one of the biggest positions in the cabinet, or in the Parliament of Dominica, Matt. And that person, it has to be carrying this sort of things to call other people troublemakers, Matt. You have not even heard anybody on there. And I can tell him that he's directing that to civil servants. Because nobody who are not civil servants and have to go to that should not clean themselves to his statement. Because civil servants are the people actually organizing that, Matt, and he is issuing that to civil servants. And it beats me to know that civil servants have been calm, cool, collective, peaceful, loving, hard-working, because when I come through customs, how they treat me, they're hard-working, they search, they do, and I respect them so much. But when I go to the hospital, Matt, these people look after me. But when I go to other institutions, these people do what is necessary. They do their work, Matt. And Matt, if their voices cannot be heard for their little pittance, it says a lot of Dominica, Matt. Everybody can flash and go elsewhere and get free money. But these people who are giving their hard hours, Matt, cannot get an opportunity to voice their opinion. That's all up to them if they want to stand back and not put their best foot forward and ask for at least 1%, 2 or 3% raise. But I just got 3% raise, thank God. After my conditions, madam, where I am, thank God, Matt. In spite of all what you hear about the country struggling, I did get, and I thank God for it. But Matt, it hurts, and I just pray that the good thinking Dominicans can continue to be good thinking Dominicans, not violent Dominicans, Matt. Because we are too good, we are too educated. When you look at the atmosphere I'm in right now, and to see how Dominicans are doing, Matt, Dominicans are but super people, Matt. Matt, we are super people, but we must put politics and party aside and put truth before everything else and honesty. I was a young man, I made mistakes in my life, but I am not falling into those in this day and this age. And we must be honest with ourselves and other people that we can have brighter children, and not intellectually in terms of their academics, because they will eventually become academically bright, because that is what the atmosphere has now. So, Matt, good kudos to you and many others who want to tell Dominicans what you understand and what you know, and you continue to carry the message across to Dominicans, Matt. Say nothing bad about people that you're not sure of, Matt, or untrue. Just try to do the best that you can as you have been doing. Matt, God bless Dominica. It touches me when I hear such people make this foolish statements about we always have people who cause trouble. We will always have it because that's the world. We met it will end that way. But stop, serving a few and turning your backs on the majority.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 9:44. Hello.
I say Thursday morning to you, sir.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm good, Matt, this morning. Matt, from what I'm hearing from Mr. Gregor's mouth, it is sad, very sad. But Matt, what I am hearing also, it's basically the end, the fall of a regime. Because that is the kind of sentiments you will hear coming from people who support a brutal regime, Matt. You cannot tell me you are, in your own words, trying to cripple dissent, trying to stop people from meeting and asking for what is theirs, trying to cripple the rights of the civil servants, Matt, of Dominicans and Dominicans by extension. Matt, I am making a conscience call this morning to the civil servants. You don't have to be afraid to assemble and to speak for what is yours, your rights, that is. And also, Matt, to the other Dominican, the patriotic Dominicans, that is. We need to support our civil servants because they cannot stand by themselves alone. We are in the struggle together. Because, Matt, the saying is it still holds true, that old saying. United we stand, divided we fall. Matt, I'm not straying. There's a report I read this morning on, I think it's Caribbean 360 or Caribbean News now, one of them. Matt, and you can check it out yourself, and I'm telling Dominicans to look at that report, either 360 or Caribbean News now.
What is it saying?
About a scathing report about the state of Venezuela. And the OAS Secretary General, I think it's Luis something, that's his name, Almagro or whatever is his name. He basically asking for Venezuela to be separated or removed from the OAS states as part of the membership of the OAS countries. And if you read that article and you go down the line and see the factual statements of this guy about Venezuela, Matt, I am only mirroring that against our situation, our case in Dominica. And I don't think we want to get like that, Matt. So we need to take Venezuela as an example, as something, as Dominicans, that we don't want to get there like Venezuela. I implore all Dominicans to read that report and see if we are not seeing the same sentiments or the same situation arising or poking up their heads as it relates to our situation in Dominica today. Matt, continue to do the good work,
And I will be standing in solidarity this afternoon with my brothers and sisters at the DPSU Bronxman. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much. We're following the story in St. Kitts. I have not gotten too much on that story there, but of course, reports indicate that gunmen may have attacked the home of the St. Kitts Deputy Prime Minister. No one has yet been charged, and no possible motive revealed by police after gunmen carried out an attack at the home of the Deputy Prime Minister, Sean Richards. That was a couple of days ago. We'll try to get more information from St. Kitts sometime this afternoon. Hello, as police continue to investigate. Talk to me.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
How you doing?
Not bad. And good morning to your listeners here in Dominica and overseas. About the St. Kitts situation, I know Sean very well. He's a very good friend of mine. In fact, he addressed the Freedom Party's Delegates Conference in 2007 in Point Michelle.
Okay.
At the time, he was the sole elected member of the People's Action Movement in St. Kitts. Now he's Deputy Prime Minister in the coalition government between the St. Kitts People's Action Movement and the Unity Labour Party. So I just hope that everything's under control.
Well, it seems that he and his family is okay and unhurt.
Well, that's fine, yes. That's what's worrying. Now, the other thing, Mark, on the issue, when I heard Felix Gregor a while ago, I mean, I was shocked because, I mean, Felix is a civilized man, I would want to think. He lives in a democracy, a civilized country. I have never seen people are so frightened and so engaged and worried about people coming together to have activities in their own democratic interests. And if the PSU has a meeting with members, I don't see why that should worry the government, even at the level of the ambassador, who is a retired public officer. He's getting a pension, he had a gratuity, and he's still getting a salary. Those who are a salary and allowances, those who are being told that they will get 0.000%, they are concerned about their continued survival going forward. The cost of living has escalated, they have expenses and so forth. Felix is in his comfort zone because he has travel, he has allowances, he has, you know, all of this perks plus his pension. So I don't see why he should make that point. Secondly, I think he's very insulting and out of place. I mean, I know him well, he's a friend, he's a gentleman I respect. When I was in government, we worked together, so I know him well, but I think he's out of place to describe people as lawbreakers. I mean, I was in a meeting on the 7th of February in town. I spoke at the meeting. Then I was arrested following that. So if I go to the meeting, would he describe me as a lawbreaker? I think Felix is out of order. They need to apologize to the country. And if they don't know what they're saying, they must say nothing. And you have a thing saying, it always think before you speak. And if you don't know what you're going to say, I think you said something, check about 10 times or something like that. And if you're not sure, don't say anything. It's better to be thought of a fool.
Thought of as a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah. So you always say that. And I think this one, I mean, my estimation of Felix really went down really, really, really low. And I could not believe that he would find himself involved in that kind of statement. I mean, you could make a statement if you want, but to call people lawbreakers, to call people all kind of names because there is a meeting in Roseau this afternoon. Felix is going to Labour Party meeting, nobody ever attacked him, and so on. So, Matt, I am very disappointed in him, and I think he has taken himself to the gutters, really.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We negotiate with the union. We have to start somewhere. They will start high, but you will start low because you know what you have and you know what you don't have. So we negotiate. That is what the negotiation is all about. It is not fighting. It is not sitting down and discussing. You come, you make a proposal, they make a proposal, they go and they talk, you come and you talk as well, you get back together. So these things take a long time. And don't let people fool you. Negotiations take a long time. They always took a long time. What I'm saying as well is that there are a lot of people who have no interest in the public service and public officers. They will use the public service. They will use the public service, but they have no interest in the public service. So public officers, what I'm saying here is for you, public officers, be aware of what is going to happen. There are lawbreakers who will end up at the meeting. They have shown us they're lawbreakers. I'm not lying. So if you leave your common sense at your home and you follow lawbreakers, that is your business.
Somebody saying there, a question. Isn't this man supposed to be an ambassador of some sort? What is he doing commenting on industrial relation matters between a union and its employer? This is downright unprofessional, but those guys are so deep in corruption that they have no choice but to defend the cabal and its king at all costs. That's a WhatsApp message. Hello.
Good morning, Mark.
To you.
Shame on Mr. Gregoire and tell him go and do his work in the OECS and come out with results and outputs for Dominica. Shame on him.
Wow. Hello, Mr. Gregoire. A lot of people seem disappointed in your comments this morning made at a meeting of the Dominica Labour Party at Point Michelle last night. Hello.
Matt, you there with me, my brethren?
I'm here.
Blessed day, Matt. A lot of us, we are stuck reminiscing and are frozen in a nostalgic cramp, Matt. We do not want evolution to take place. The changing of everything is healthy. We all want things frozen. We all want things stopped. We do not want change, Matt. And that is what we're afraid of. Let me sympathize and empathize with Mr. Later. And do not take these criminals lightly. You hear what the former chief of police told you, my brother? Even your daughter warned her then. No, it's no difference. It has intensified. The onslaught or the violent attack on the citizens of Dominica has intensified tenfold, maybe more. Matt, when I listen to Gregor, I see he using a little scare tactic. Just listen to the wording. I'm warning you, be careful. Before you do anything, check the law, the constitution, because there will be lawbreakers. There are lawbreakers in this administration, in the Labour Party. There are lawbreakers in the police force. There are lawbreakers at GBS Radio. There are lawbreakers in the church. There are lawbreakers everywhere. So when the brother is coming, my brother, trying to deter people and to scare people from not lending solidarity to the public servants and the union, so now they're slashing Mr. Little tires. Matt, I have said it already. What we are looking for is where we are looking from, Matt. Some people just like the intense part of things for them to realize I need to be awakened. My brethren, we are where we thought we would never want to be. We are there. Do not wait for the intensification of things, because it is even intensifying that much and you are immune to that level of abuse. So you cannot even see the intensity of the madness that is upon us. Mr. Litter, Matt Pelty, Angelo Allen, Lennox Linton, the patriots of this land, be careful. Because when you chase a dog down a mile or two, it just keeps running because it has space. But when it is cornered, it becomes very dangerous. The adrenaline is fight or flight. And those, I will not refer to them as dogs, Matt, but they are cornered. And they are very, very, very dangerous. And what all of them is doing, so you listen to Robbie Tong, you listen to Greg, and all of them making fools of themselves because they have to maintain the cow that give them the cheese and the butter, the milk, and the yogurt. So when you listen to Scary telling them, oh, you have to defend the CBI, defend it. That is the cow they mention about in St. Joe. So all of them have to come and genuflect and act ridiculously and foolishly. And my God, they are not words to describe Robbie Tong and Greg Gunn, all of these fools that are going around. Now the leader of the opposition and the opposition, parliamentary opposition, have them calling town hall meeting like foamy fool. They're desperate, man, because they're drowning. Thank you.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Give me some Lotto.
All my favorite snacks.
Shop smart at S-Mart. I got a top-up flow and digital. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays. Shop smart at S-Mart. So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Hey. Unlimited parking. Hey. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Hey. Shop smart at S-Mart. For great prices and unlimited parking.
located on both Goodwin Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340.
Smart.
Public and non-public officers, this is a call to join the DPSU at the Solidarity Rally on March 16. National issues of the day: agriculture, fisheries, unemployment, salary increase proposals. This is the call. Workers arise, defend your rights.
Now is the time.
Rally with the Dominica Public Service Union.
We shall overcome.
Are you prepared to accept government's offer for the next 3 years, 2015 to 2018? They're offering 000. Join the DPSU at the Solidarity Rally on Thursday, March 16th, 2017 from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 at the DPSU grounds. Freedom, Democracy Union, DPSU, one union. What hurts one, hurts all.
The Marigat Development Corporation presents Marigat Reunion 2017. Reunion number 2, making Marigat great again, alongside Mayfest 10 2017 celebrations. Friday, April 21st to Monday, May 1st, 2017, under the theme, Making Marigat Great Again. Come to weekend number 1 from Friday, April 21st, 2017, the official opening and second reunion declaration ceremony. Then, Saturday, 22nd April 2017, be a part of the Miss Reunion and Mayfest 10 Queen Pageant. Then, Sunday, April 23rd, 2017, be a part of the International Gospel Revival and Ministry Night, featuring Evangelist Bridget Blutcher, Marlon Anderson, and Second Chance. Marigat Reunion 2017. You don't want to miss it. Be there. Come, let's make Marigat great again. This ad is supported by Q95 FM Radio and the Country Direct.
There's a day called payday, right, culture?
Hey, slave driver, I'm asking you this question again and again and again.
The slave drivers